Mr. George? Yes. The formula for major chords, is it root plus 4 plus 3?
The root is when you got a root, yes, add 4, then add 3.
Yes.
So you're going to have the root first, then count 4 semitones, then count 4.
Yes.
4.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the way
Semitones, if you are going to count them as full tones, then you are going to, it's the 1, 3, 5, which is 2, 1, 3, 5.
That's what I know.
Yes, so I was right here. It is root plus 4 plus 3 semitones.
Sometimes we just do 4 3 because root is obvious. Anything that you hear that you hold, yes, becomes a root. Yeah, that you also becomes your root.
I'm just confused with the statement.
Okay. So articulations, right?
I was writing that.
This is the different techniques that shape how a note is played, controlling its length.
May we use these?
Oh yeah, these are.
Oh.
That will correct grammar of these are. articulations in this book, but maybe I'm there. So, looking at articulation simply, refers to the different ways. What are you going to do with the note to make it feel that way? Or usually, it's controlling. It's how is it played? Like for example, yesterday we might know a minimum is 2, right? But the articulations, it can vary around, And then transitions. How do you transit between one note to another? All that is what we call articulations. More like modifying how is something being modified so that it comes out. So we'll do the Here we have the first type of articulation. Common one. Legato, mostly commonly known as a slur. And this one literally deals with the transition. You know, it's just like what I said, you know, it transits between two or more, so creating a seamless and smooth pass without any breaks. So, assuming this is treble clef and this is C, I'm going to do it in sol first. But it would be, without that slur, it would be do, re, mi. But with the slur, it changes it to do, re, mi. You feel that? Without the slur, it would be do, re, mi. With the slur, it takes away the breaking. It says do, re, mi. These other ones, I just wanted to show the different ones. It can still be this. This is just in a situation where it's joining two notes. Maybe perhaps one is having a stem that is going the other side from the other one. So usually it will be best on the what? On the heads of the notes. But at another point you can find it being joined at the stems, at the top of the stems. Like, let me see if I can just add that here. Something like that. Though there is one thing to notice, there is a difference between a slur, which is a legato, and a tie. They look the same, but they have totally different meanings.
Are they both articulations?
A tie usually is not an articulation. A tie, did you talk about a tie? A tie kind of comes in note values. No, we talked about a tie. We talked about a tie and we said, remember this example that I gave that looks like this. That is a tie. This is a tie, the other one is a slur. A slur joins notes of different pitch.
This is used in note values.
Yes, usually this will be used mostly. It's kind of like helping you to realize the note value.
Whenever there is a slur, a tie, you don't play the next note.
Yes, but instead you get its value and you add it to the one that you played. Right? For example, this is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm not going to play that. You see, now, for example, this might have been maybe in the signature, especially if that was my time signature, right? And of course, I wanted to be you will notice that those are 6. However, because of my time signature, it's telling me 4. So what I do is to fulfill this one and then use a tie, create the second one, the other to the other side.
No.
So this way it will sound exactly the way I want it, but I'm still obeying the bar. So if they are the same, if it's the same pitch, that is a tie. It's just helping you to realize to get the note value.
But in a slide, you have to play those notes.
Yes, in the slide you have to play them. Everything.
It is hectic.
But it is fun.
To identify that this is a slide, then play all these notes. This is a time. Don't play this note. This note.
Let me see.
But everything is simplified by practice.
I don't see much data in this book. Most of these things also are
But when notes are being really don't use that.
no, they can still be being done. They still have. They don't use their beam. They said they don't use what? Attires.
Because like this. This one. Can I press by no love?
Yes. Yes, you can put a slab.
Here,
Yes.
not joining this and this.
Yeah, this. Yeah, it can still happen.
Why?
The beam is helping you to realize usually it is connecting one, the beam does connect the notes of the same. Like this can be it's upside down. This can be ta-da-da, ta-da-da, but it's not. The slab makes it but the beam makes it ta-da-da.
So when I want to say then why would I use this?
So that again, if you want to do it,
If I want to let down, why don't I use
okay, wait, first of all, that one which you've done is more of a tie because that's the same note. But
and
ta-da-da, 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 ta-da-da.
Now
That's a beam. However, the slide removes the so you realize that it's more of one word, changing that ta-da-da. This one is ta-da-da, but the slide does ta. It's a little minor different, but it is there if you take a look at it. As staccatos come and they fall on the other side of the dynamic, they fall either side, either they supplement to the dynamic of the note, and they also articulate. That's why we still have them here. Even you'll see we also have the accent, then the tenuto.
Any difference between being a dynamic and being an articulation?
When it comes to dynamics, is when you realize it reduces on kind of like the volume of the.
Yes.
It affects. It's when it affects the volume. You realize, but here in articulation, it's now when it's telling us how it is played.
Oh, yes.
So here it's, tum 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 tum. Good morning. Hello. Good morning or good afternoon. Hey. Hey. Okay. Wanje? Damu siku ile. Hello. Oh. Ninakuja Mungu kukueleza wanje ukitirayo na mazelengo. Jai, ninakuja kitirika already. Now, what I'm going to do is now that yesterday we covered the staccato the other side, right? We also did the marcato and tenuto, right?
Yes.
which literally is we are already aware of. Right. So I'm going to do this to summarize we have the Mercator, Tenuto, you can just refer them to the other. They literally do the same thing, just it's important to realize that the other time we were looking at them as a way that affects the volume. Right? But this time we are looking at them as how are they played. Yesterday we said that when you play it, it's going to affect the volume. Either it's going to be high or low. But here we see how they are played. We have the marcato, tenuto, and the accent. Alright? And we say the marcato looks like that, or the other way around. Then the tenuto is a dash. Then the accent is that, right? So the accent just means you play that note, it has more energy on it. The marcato, usually the same thing, exaggerated. Because the letter is, you have to hold it very well.
cellular, what's that word?
Which one?
And land meaning.
Linked. It has no R, so it's linked.
And then with more.
Linked with more subtle weight.
Okay.
This is T. we have these ones. So Amakato is just a staccato, just exaggerated. So if you understand the staccato, then you get Amakato, which is not much different. It's just an exaggerated staccato. So literally, most times they are likely to give the same thing, or maybe the Makato might give slightly more differences, which is more like a staccato, just one exaggerated. And then the tenuto, think of it that a note, when you tell a note, when you play a note, you make it to sit down like this, right? So every time you play, you sit down. You sit down. But a tenuto makes a note do this, sit and lean. So it's more like it sits in very well and it sinks in very well. So we don't just count 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, but the tenuto tells you to play 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, so that it just brings in that here it has been fully played and it is firm. It gets inside there.
That is a 10. Whenever I find a 10%.
Yes, it just means that those notes should be played, to their full satisfaction. And then the accent just makes it. Just think of it like when you are writing a statement and then you decide to bold one of the words to put emphasis on that. That's what the accent does. So it will justify. Usually we do that by making it louder. And then we have the potato, which is a hybrid of a slur and a staccato. So you are likely to find like these notes that are here, and then maybe you have this. So, by default, the slur is telling you to do what? To connect them smoothly, play them join smoothly. But there is a staccato telling you to do what? To break them.
Yes.
So it's kind of like as if they are contradicting each other. But yeah, so this one just says like you are going to join them, but there is a little break inside them. Yeah. It gives a little bit more than that.
More.
Usually they're different. What these things, the effect of these things is something very slight like this. So it's not that obviously to feel, but you can feel it. When you hear it, if you get to hear it, you might be confused. You are like, is it a staccato or is it a slur? It just falls inside there. It's like they join them, but when you listen to it again, you feel there is a little break. That's we call it a potato. Not so much common these days, but it is not done away.
Yes.
And then I wanted to end with the speculations, and with the last one that I could think about is double phrasing. Now, I'm still trying to find the proper explanation of double phrasing. So this one, yeah, I think this one is a good. This is we are calling double phrasing or nested slang. So look at this. There is that slang. However, there are also these. And by default, this is telling us that this already is telling us that these are all should be connected, right? And now you ask now what's the use of this? So this one usually just means you are going to connect them, but
With the difference.
with these ones, when you reach this one should kind of like be emphasized also. And then you connect it. And then this one also. That's your the constraint of change this to so fast. This would, for example, this would be do so far, do so far, mi. Is it that? No, this is do, because this is no, this is mi. This is like your F.
That's the best way for it.
Yeah, this is so you're gonna hit this, but when you get to this, because it has this, you're gonna kind of like break it, not break it, but emphasize it. Emphasize it, and of course now this one will still work as a. Now this is it. This is the tie actually for this case, and then this is also a tie. This is a. So this is ties and slash. Anyway, so that's what it does. You are connecting the other ones, but inside it there are things that within inside the slur, there are notes that need to be emphasized. They're emphasized, but they're still connected to the others.
Can you get a phrase for that?
Yeah, like a definition.
Yes.
It's what I was trying to look for. Like I'm trying to find how can I best. I'm thinking of the other ones. You feel that I'm connecting them, but inside them there are others that are being emphasized. It's like I've connected everything, but inside it you can still feel that inside it still there is like more another being created inside it. That's how it's. Now if you take now that's the thing. If you just say na 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 na, that one you made it once. But instead slap that na 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 no that part of the song doesn't have that one. But it's I think it's the alto one that has that. You can just feel it inside there that it's like it does this and then it carries another one inside it. And then it carries this and then it picks up another inside it. Let me first find the something correct because first, Yes, not. An example here.
But these ones are up and down.
These ones are showing up and down because remember these are two voices. The upper one is for this, and the lower one is for this. Yes. The double phrasing is this. Notice that these ones are double phrased, but for this voice it is not double phrased. Because this one just has one syllable.
Okay.
So the thing is, this one is not a staccato. This is a dot. And here, we remember what this is, right?
Yes. Semi-chorus.
Yes. There is a rest. And then the other side we have staccatos inside them. This is a slap. This is a tie. This is a slap. The thing is, what you just have to remember is that they are still connected, but when you find them double face like that, that means the one, usually if I might say the intruder is going to be respected, but slightly.
The what?
The intruder. For example, this is a slur, right? Joining all this. But you see, the slur, whereas the slur is there, we are having a rest in between. Almost telling you to break it. Right? So it will be, unless it will be obeyed, the rest, but slightly not as much as it would be.
Because the slap tells that we are still going
Yes.
and holding.
Oh. The same thing applies to these staccatos here. Notice that there is a staccato up here.
Yes.
Right? Yes. A staccato can be up or down.
The stem.
Yes. It can be at the head, it can be at the stem. So, in that case, you are going to hold your slur very well, but the staccatos, you can put them there, but they have to be minimal. They carry the minimal effect. Yes. And that, I think this brings us to the end of
Declensions.
yes, articulations. Once you understand, good thing that is that yesterday we covered there are some of the articulations in dynamics. You know, we have the tenutos, marcatos. They articulate, but while they're articulating the music, they affect the volume. For example, if this one will be that will be a full slap, I think. But if maybe we find a staccato inside it, you are likely to be you feel there is like I'm breaking it, but I don't want to break it. It's like I'm connecting it. So it just puts it there. You obey it slightly.
There is another side, I don't know it before. It says that repeat from this.
Repeat.
There's
The couple, the senior, those ones we'll look at them. Those ones, most times they have the seniors. There is literally a topic chapter for repetitions. Alone, we'll see those ones. Now we look. Even there are the repetitions that we saw in balance, but then now there are also those repetitions. Yes, we'll see them. The couple, the senior. What's the other one? They are there. We have they're kind of like they are on top.
the couple, the second one, and duo.
Yeah, those ones they move they have their own. It's kind of like their own topic. And now I must specify repetition topic for repetitions.
And concerning the verb tenuto, is here defined as a slight accent, yet the other was accent, defined as strong accent. Is it the same that I would take?
You said
Slight accent, that sign of tenuto.
this is the
Then strong accent, yes.
Right.
Then strong
and
accent.
then we have the accent.
A strong accent. And down under tenuto, a slight accent.
The
Does
thing is,
the explanation connect according to you?
I'm trying to think of it because the tenuto said the tenuto sits firm, right? The tenuto is saying sit. The vocal is tulo kalile, right? Sit and feel yourself. So yeah, it could be justified because the accent is literally telling you to magnify and justify it, right? You can think of it in that way by justifying.
It is that slight accent.
They said it's a slight accent. So yeah, because if I think of it that way, it's like I'm sitting and getting comfortable, meaning I'm gonna be, it's a little bit loud, not as loud as the accent,
Yes.
but I'm gonna try and make myself feel comfortable. You know, like that's what I get to understand that tenuto makes a not feel fully of it. You know, that one thing that happens and I go, hey, or because the night, the way man, you now you feel you have really reached the maximum of you. Almost Katoi that is what the tenuto does to one. You know, so it gives it that feeling, that measure, gives it that pride. It gives it that pride. And you know, of course, where there is a little pride, there is a little boasting. You know, boasting. The year leader, of course, now think of it that boasting is gonna make it somehow loud. So that's what the tenuto does to a not. Yeah, make it, give it a little pride, full of it. Don't make me rush, just let me feel myself. That if it is a quarter note, it will be fully a quarter note, and everyone will get to know it is a quarter note, and even itself will feel itself that yes, I'm a quarter note. And you will play it and sit in it. Without cheating anyone else, but for it, it's like it has got the pride, it has been favored, and everything is there. Whereas the accent just makes it louder.
Yes.
The accent does not really give it the pride, but the accent just makes it stand out.
Yes.
From the rest.
From others.
And then the Makato is almost like a staccato, just exaggerated. And these are the different, almost kind of like the opposite of an accent. It's more like a combination of the opposite of the accent and the tenuto. You know, making them to being like just play okay. You will find that those are quarter notes, but on normal basis you will play quarter notes as tan 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 tan. Makato's or staccato and the Makato staccato, they will make it tam 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 tam. So it's like you're playing a fraction of it. And then this one, the attenuator will make you play like dun 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 dun. You feel it, the full of it, you get it. And then of course now the other one will be like, for example, if the third one has an accent, it will be dun 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 dun. You know. On the other side of this, it might kind of like want to sound like it's the downbeat.
Slight accent is that it concerns about the volume, right?
The slight accent. For this one,
For attenuator.
Yeah, the
They
slight
have
accent
accent
is
and
kind
attenuator. Then when a note is written attenuator, that means you increase a little from the
It's going to increase a little bit
from the normal
to make it stand out,
from
and
the
then
normal, how do you call it? Response.
yeah, and then but the attenuator itself make it feel fully.
Yeah.
So you make it stand out a little bit and then fully play it. You know, we are doing tan tan tan. Someone might not realize that there is an inner pronouncing at the end, right? But the attenuator makes you to realize that that I'm saying tan. I'm saying tan, not tan. It's tan. So that's the feeling. And I realized that in order to bring out the end, I had to increase a little bit of the one. So I think that's where the slight accent comes in. Because they're trying to make it fully get its full, so you're likely to increase its volume a little bit. Standard.
Now there is this term BIS, BIS, can be found in writing.
Repeated groups. We are going to move to those repeated groups. These ones which are no longer used. How do they write this thing? Something like that. That's the other things they like to, something like that. And then they do DC, and then DS,
This
and then
yes,
yeah, that's why I said those are all their own. These are now repetitions, and then these.
In the lesson of repetitions.
Yes.
Repeated. Here they got repeated groups.
These they all come in there, and then of course inside there I will bring back a little bit that they are the repeated the bar lines, the ones that you saw.
Okay.
Yeah, because they now come back a little bit here.
Yes.
But yeah,
Repeats.
those are repetitions.
These are repeats.
Yeah.
Okay. Repeated notes. And this one, I've never seen this. The repeated note.
Those ones are there. Even there is.
Hey. The mean then crossed, and it means that it's done. I've never seen this. When double crossed means that when we say play like a semi. Someone can write a project and double cross it, meaning that you're going to play semi-quaver.
Literally, the cross that represents a quarter. So when I do this,
And you cross,
means play this, but in its coordinates.
That means semi-quaver.
Yes. Means I'm going to play this by repeating in quarters until when I get its full. Because this is literally 2, right? Meaning I'll have to get this 2, I'll have to play semi-quaver.
All of them.
Yeah. I will be open either way. Of course, now if it was this, That means now I have to play it in eighth.
Mm.
This doesn't have
Yeah.
Alright?
Mm.
This would now means I play 8 of the.
Now, if that one was a crochet,
If this was a crochet, and it's that
no, double crossed.
double crochet, still 8. Now it's the 8th. Refer this in 8th.
Oh.
In 16. Because the other was a quarter, right? The one dash means a quarter. Then the double dashes
Means
There's a
eight.
half.
means half of a quarter, which is an eighth. So they're telling you to play this as eight. Meaning now, because these are quarters, right? But they are not what they want. So I have these were quavers, right? But this one is telling me to do
Semiquavers.
yes, meaning they want me to do it. But meaning, how many semiquavers do I need to get?
Oh, there are 4. Yes. Hey,
That's
can you
because this one
be
it was
written
very
on stuff?
Yeah, but these are now where they are written. So those some of the things that they are putting there. Because it requires, I think, some math when you
Calculation. Yeah, if you put from me a
just
beamed
leave
semiquavers.
it and leave it and let me play.
Yeah, if you put from me a beamed semiquaver, I will easily know that.
Yeah. Other than and again putting me in math. I'm only trying to read the language.
Yeah.
Please don't send me to math.
Yeah, you're sending me to mathematics.
Yeah. Let me just play. Don't complicate my life.
And is this used?
Yes.
It is used.
With the dots. Oh, I thought I almost wrote it down. No. This one.
To be divided into 4 notes of equal value and repeated.
Those repeated those are usually it's like this kind of staccato, the staccatism. You will notice that I did not mention it because it's no longer used, it's spaced out.
Oh.
It's staccatism. It's
Much
just,
staccato.
it's just a kagundi like this. Okay, if you play if you're going to read maybe classic music, some of those older versions, you will find
Mozart.
You will find them there. It's just like a small triangle like that. Yeah. I mean, when the staccato is a fraction, so now think of it that if the other one you were playing 3/4 of a quarter note, the staccatism is now telling you to only play half of a quarter note. But then you are still supposed to, you are playing quarter notes, but only like, so at the end of the day, they kind of like don't make sense. Because if I'm playing tan, right? That's a staccato. The staccatism is more like telling you, it doesn't really make much sense.
Yeah, in sound.
Yeah.
Mr. George,
Yeah.
you cannot beam a crochet?
No.
No.
No, you cannot beam a crochet.
Mm.
A beam literally is a flag.
Is there a metal staccato?
Used to
Like this usually.
something which is less than a crochet, right?
No, specifically quavers, semiquavers, and
Anything less than
Crochet.
any note that when you use individually will have a flag like that can be beamed. So this can be beamed. This can be beamed. Mention it up to the number of flags, whatever, because math does not end. I mean, but most times it's still 24. That can be dimmed. Anything that doesn't have a flag when you do it individually cannot be different.
Is mezzo staccato still used?
Not much. And not I don't really want to say much. Not much. No.
Yeah. So this is the sign, but
Yeah. Because look at it. You are already saying it's
you have already said bit minus this. It's a staccato.
Yeah.
Now
And
you're
then you're
saying-
saying put already a rest. Already there is the staccato created a rest there, a little rest there. Now again you are telling me again you are saying put a rest. I mean I'm already doing that. Why?
Almost silent.
Yeah. Literally there is not silent but they're like it's more like
Division.
you are just repeating something that you already said.
Okay.
You know, the staccato is already telling you cut it short, put a little rest. Because that's what the staccato does, right?
Yes.
Cut short a quarter note and put a little rest that is not actually supposed to be there. Now, you're telling me to do a mezzo staccato. Again, you are telling me to do the same thing. So,
The effect may not be discerned.
yeah, the effect is not going to be decided. It's the same. When I will play to play, you give me a mezzo staccato or a staccato.
So these are all in the lesson of repeats. I mean those staccato and all of these. Because though they are not they are no longer used, we need to know them so that when you come across an odd piece, a title like that,
Staccatos are not repeats.
oh,
These are not repeats.
repeats ends here.
Thank you.
From here, because we've been studying these. These are articulations. These were dynamic stroke. These are articulations. These are still articulations. Because there's a tie. You said the tie was
A tie is more in not values. Like this.
then a slap.
If they ask you how many beats are sustained here, they are very
They are very true.
Yes.
So a tie is so used in not values.
Yes. Then slap.
Then this is a slap. A Bomark. Bomark, what is this language?
Bomark is violin language.
Violin language.
Mostly violin and cello.
Oh, they say in
Oh,
music for strings, all the notes within the slap are to be played with one note.
Yes.
Oh,
Like we would play like, for example, this would be. This is
like when you cross like this.
yeah. So I'm likely to go. I'm going to move my fingers.
You
but
don't go back.
This will click on the stand.
Oh, you cross a lot.
Yes. While this one is
Not going back.
yes. Because without that one, then you go. But this one is just.
Oh. Okay. Yes. I hope nothing is left with articulations.
Yeah, try to as much as I can. And if there is something else that we come across, then that we didn't finish.
Hey, where does this before? The family.
But the format comes in.
It is coming.
It's miscellaneous. Those are other additions that. Those are formatted sometimes. Some people add them in not values, but they are not values. Some add them in rest because
Rests.
yeah, but they are just there. Are there other stuff, other things in music? And then that's how you find a different kind of phonetics because they also come in different. We have the boxed one, then you get the double, then you have this is the curved one, then you have that, then you have that, then you have that, then that.
Oh, those were signs. Musicians were trying to identify the notes and the meanings articulations, response.
At the end of the day, that's why that affirmator has been all the rest. Most times, all these others have been placed away
It's called a pause,
in simple English.
the not or rest.
It can be a note or a rest. But in simple English, we call it as the conductor's eye. To eliminate all this.
Oh, yes.
We call it the conductor's eye because when you
But
find
I've
music,
seen
and
it
you
in
find
your
this-
music.
Yes. Usually when
That
you
means it is still used.
yes. This one is for it is still used, but these ones, these variations of it, are ones that have been done away with.
Yes.
And then they just simply call it the conductor's eye. Why? These ones before they would define how long.
Yes.
We'll see that in that when we're going through it. They will define how long you are resting or sustaining. That's why the thermometer has nothing. It can be placed on a sustain, it can be placed on a rest.
Yes.
But it has been placed down away and they just left this, the basic one, and they call it a conductor's eye. Because when you are singing and you find it,
They wait for the conductor.
look at the conductor and the conductor will tell you when to finish. So if you are sustain until when the conductor
says that you
stop. Thus they say at that point give your eyes to the conductor.
Yes.
They call it the conductor's eye.
Oh, simply.
Okay. So now you see this one, they only gave you that one. If you go to those music writing platforms, you will find them. Especially those ones, because they still have them. Anyways, because you are not going to conduct the music platform, right?
Yes.
So it's supposed to know how long it's going to hold them. So it will need all the other rest. But if you're in a choir music singing, yeah, you no longer use the rest.
This one brought. Are we going to another subject?
Ornamentation.
Ornamentation? Let's go there.
Today,
Yeah.
it is 152.
I can ask for this. It has brought back 8 people, but I'm not specific. They are tough.
So, depending on where it is looking, so yes, when placed above notes, play them an octave higher.
Yes, we studied that.
Yes, meaning from this very first one, you see where this is out to this. It means yes, I'm gonna play them higher. If this was below here,
Not the low.
yes, you play them an octave low. Yeah, exactly like this. Actually, I love how they did it. Here. They said this is sounds would be like this. Remember, I think I will mention it, that this one sometimes is used to eliminate using ledger lines.
Yes,
because now here they are putting all this and now
The
you have-
major lines.
Yes.
True.
So instead of writing this like this to give you a hard time,
They put on this.
yes,
Just for you to count how many major lines that they are now. These are
and then find a later.
and then find which letter. Calculations, mathematics comes in.
Yes, it will be that time. But here you just see this, and then you are going to read this already the way you know it.
You
and
go
then
direct to
just
the next question.
Yeah.
Play the same notes.
Yeah, play G, but don't play this CD. Play the other.
Yes.
Instead of coming here and then you're like, what's the which note is that?
Can this be
So
done?
you're
on-
telling you sounds like this.
Yes.
Can this be placed on only 2 notes?
Yes. And only 2 notes? Yes. It can be placed either way. It's up to the writer's, composer's decision.
No. 1 8. Okay. These are all miscellaneous.
Sometimes I feel like miscellaneous in music has even more things than what you study or than what we study.
And what is on 8?
Just it means to play the notes in octaves. This is in a different octave than this, and this, and that. Meaning, it is,
These are literally meaning.
yes, 3.
3.
So it starts with a B, right? Literally, you're going to start with a B here, B, then it's going, this one is A, right? But instead of playing this A, that's coordinate. This is B, instead of playing this A, you're going to play this A. And instead of playing that G, you're going to play this G. Instead of playing this G, instead of playing this F, you're going to play this F.
If it goes to the other note, the 3, replace the times 3.
So it was like this. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, the dotted meaning just says it now for that and hold it for 3. But the other ones were correct, meaning it was 1, 1, 1, 1, 2.
You say this. On 8, we played like this. What's the meaning?
They held them. Also the complete, what was that?
Can it be found on a sheet today?
Leap. Can it be found?
On a sheet today.
Yes. Accord 8 is kind of like what do you call it? Leap the leap what? There is something that it's kind of like a leap girl, it's more for it, it's more strict. There is one I read about it, the leap. I forgot this word, so when I see it, I'll be able to remember it was leap. Is it the leap? Something like that. Yeah, octaves and leap.
And leave.
Yes. It's called octaves and leap.
Okay, exactly.
Yes. Now the octaves and leap is literally telling you, leap is like liberty. You have the liberty to play in octaves. That's what octaves and leap says. Octaves and leap is feel free if you want to play, yes, in octaves. But chord 8 for it is telling you, do it. That's the difference.
But it can be found today.
Yeah.
Connect.
Don't now instead of playing while some people just write it.
Just write it like this.
Just write it.
Instead of massive. My last question maybe would be, I've seen levels in music. In that book,
Levels.
book.
That was by, what do you mean?
When you open the first page.
Oh, this one. This book was modified for teaching. For example, it says primary, right? So if I'm teaching primary, I'm going to just come and teach them this, that, primary, and end with these times and signs. I'm finished. That's usually for our primary. If I'm teaching elementary, which is now like more upper primary, I'm gonna teach them this, but in addition to this. right? Because usually you find like same topics, but here they have added on something.
Yeah.
And then transition. Now for you, what I've been doing for you guys is, if I'm to teach something, like if I'm to teach class, I come and check in primary, I go to elementary, add it there, go to transition, add it also, find it, and finish it. That's the levels.
In that question, I want to know, after all of this and mastering whatever you taught us, what level can I say? Because it will be the question when I go there.
Which level can you sit?
Yeah, many exams of different levels. You know? In fact,
Depending what,
Do you think they
what,
can ask you?
what
They
levels,
can ask
what
you your
levels
level.
do they have? That's the question that you have.
no, they have all of them up to 8, but
No, like I would ask them more like how do you
Grades.
become your levels?
Yes, how do you-
Otherwise, I would say if you finish all this and all that you are studying, then you are good to
sit
to
even
sit for
level
like
8.
yeah.
Level 8 exams.
I would say it's level 7 around level. I don't know what level 8 exams.
Grade 8 is the last one.
And I don't know what is inside that. You might find that music more like PhD. I don't know. Because people do study PhD. And at the moment, this book does not have that kind of PhD music.
This is all about theory.
Okay, yeah.
And there is theory different from general music, because in music, when we go on, I think we shall find many things like histories, because we have to also apply history. For we have studied here, but we don't know who composed the project. That is extras we should find. Who composed the project?
Yeah,
Who wrote
that is-
that? Where does that originate from?
That is your
And-
history.
Yeah, we
I
don't
think
know
that-
history.
like
Classics,
what
who wrote?
Yeah, so that's why I said like so.
Yes,
that
now
is not
it is-
covered here.
It's all about theory, not
This is about understanding music.
theoretical.
Yes, not here getting to know everything about music.
Yes,
Understand.
being this that is a theoretical book. After administering everything in it, that you know it. I hope this means that you are ready to sit level 8 exams.
I want to first see what level 8 exams look like.
You're experts.
And
You are an expert in theory. That's what it means.
an expert in
In
radio
theory.
sheet music? Yes.
No, in theory, in music theory all around, not only reading.
Not music theory. Music theory. Literally, when you say music theory, we mean being able to read music theory. The music sheet, right? Any kind of music sheet.